Okay, so we're going to talk about some of these real quick. We're going to do like one or two as a group if I can fit Allison. Okay. So one of the first things I look at, and remember I'm learning these as fast as you are, so, is like vertical lines or horizontal lines if your slope is changing. So let's look at the horizontal lines first. Is your slope changing along that horizontal line? Yes. So there is an X. So that means yes, there's an X. Okay. So is it changing along the vertical line? No. So there is no Y. So let's just click through real quick and make notes to ourselves. Which ones only have X's? That's what we're looking for. So there's 5. Is that it? Well, that makes our life easy.
Can we do the next one?
Yes. So this one, DE5, is going to be for slope field 1. So if you want to go to your little chart thing, you can put like 5 here. Okay? Beautiful. Great. Wonderful. That was easy. You need all the sheets. All the sheets. You're going to do it individually? I don't care. That doesn't matter. Okay. So then we're going to do the same thing here. Let's start with the horizontal line. Does your slope change? No, so that means there's no X. Yeah, you could draw it. The other thing you can do is you can look along this guy. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. What are your Y values right there? 2. So when Y equals 2, what is your slope? 0. So that's what I would do, is I would substitute 2 in for my Y's, and if I get 0 out, then I know it's that one. Okay? So let's go look and see if that helps us at all. So there was no what? No X, just Y's. So that could be this one, or this one. Okay? So then we're going to plug in 2. So if I plug in 2 here, I get 2 over 2. What's 2 over 2? 1. So it's not this one, because we're looking for 0. Let's do this one first. So if you plug in 2 here, are you going to get 0? No, so it's not this one. If you plug in 2 here, do you get 0? Yeah, so it's this one. So then this one is 9. What do we say? This one is 5. This one is 9. Okay?
Why doesn't this one 0?
Maybe they're horizontal lines and you just can't see it. That's my guess. Okay, let's look at these. So horizontal line, do we have an X? Yes, because it's changing. Vertical line, let's look at a more obvious one. Yes, right? So yes, there's a Y. Sometimes it's not as obvious out here, but if you go in the middle, you can see that it's changing up and down. So we do have a Y, we do have an X. And then what I would do is I would look for lines that are consistent. What that means is if I look at this guy right here, what is the slope along that line? 0, right? The slope is here. Not the line I drew in, the slope field slopes, right? So my slope is 0 when you need to know the equation of this line. This line comes up often. Do you guys know it? It is linear, thank you. So this is the slope, or the line y equals x. Okay, so if you don't know that, make sure you make a note. It's y equals x because our slope is 1 of this blue line, so it goes up 1 over 1, and then our y-intercept is 0. Okay, so this is the line y equals x. So that means I'm looking for a differential equation with both a y and an x, and then when you plug in x for y, you should get 0 out. So we go back here. So we already used this one. I lied. We already used this one. We already used 9. And it can't be these guys because these only have x's. So our information was when we plug in x for y, our slope has to be 0. So that's what you start doing. So if I plug in x here, so you get 0 out. Is that what we want? Yep. So then that's the one we have. Woohoo. Ooh, good point. Good point. Let's look at that one. So that is a good point. So you would get 0. So I guess we have to look at both of these. Now what? Good question. All right. So the other way you can check is you just do the math. So let's draw in our lovely thing. Or how about we check this one? Maybe this will help us. The slope here looks to be 1. And then what is the equation of that line? Okay, so where is your y-intercept? So it's going to be -1 here. And then what is your slope? Okay, so we know when y equals x minus 1, our slope should be 1. So let's go try that. Let's go the other one. Okay, so we're looking at these two. You're going to have to remind me because is it this? Okay, so in place of y, I'm going to put x minus 1. So it's x minus 1. And you solve that, and you get what out? 1. Okay, so let's plug it in here and see if we get the same thing. So this is x. In place of y, we're putting x minus 1 minus x. What do you get out here? -1. There you go. So it is 1. Okay. So all we did was we found a line on our slope field. So let me explain what went on here. We found a line on our slope field where we know our slope is consistent. And then we just substituted what we know one of our variable is in for the other. And when you solve, you should get the slope of that line. Yeah, what's up?
I thought we were trying to find where slope equals 0.
We already did that. And there was 2 options. Okay, so if I go back, that was this part. So when I plugged in x for y, I got 0. But that was both of these. So then we had to take it a step further. And then we did that. Okay, practice. So I'm going to let you go. Practice. I do have the answer keys, but remember, I am learning as you are learning. So give me time to figure life out. But try these things. Talk to your partners. Allison, why is your chair so big?